Where to find high-ticket clients. All right, how do you find people who are willing to shell out 4, 5, and even 6 figures for your product? Okay, it's not that easy of a thing to do, or is it? In this video, I'm gonna show you guys a few shortcuts that I use to go find people who are actually eager and asking to spend that kind of money with me. Let's dive in. I speak at a lot of events. I was speaking at this event a little while ago, and this guy raised his hand and he goes, "Stephen, this is really interesting what you're teaching here, but how can I use it to sell high-ticket stuff?" And I told him the mistake is to think that it's different. It's not. It is the same amount of work, effort, and energy to sell something cheap as it is expensive. And that's something I first heard when I started. I didn't necessarily agree with it. I gotta tell you, I do now, after crossing the $10 million mark. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys some tricks on how to do this. Let's dive in. There's 3 kinds of people you can sell. And that's really where the answer comes to finding high-ticket people. The first kind of person that you can sell is somebody who is completely a die-hard about what they already have. That's the worst kind of person to sell to, okay? Don't sell a die-hard person. About 2 years ago, Russell Brunson, Mr. Sales Funnel himself, asked me to write a chapter in his new book, Expert Secrets. And that was really honoring to go do that. I love that book. It's absolutely amazing. And what he wanted me to write about was actually similar to what you're looking up on YouTube right now. And the whole concept was we needed to figure out how to help people realize that not all customers are the same, right? And if you try to sell the wrong one, it's really hard to sell something high ticket to them or anything at all. And so there's 3 different types of customers. And so for this first piece right here, this first trick, I want you to make sure that you are trying to sell a high ticket client that is the right category, the right type of person. Okay, so let me tell you the wrong one. The wrong one, don't you dare try to sell what I call a die-hard. A die-hard is, if you ever watched the Super Bowl and have you ever seen like there's 2 people in the room and they're rooting for opposing teams, but they're trying to convert each other, right? By the end of the game, no one has won and everyone's just ticked, right? That is a die-hard. When you go out and you start trying to sell somebody who they love their product, they love their solution, they love everything, and they're such an evangelist about it. They want to fight you just for the sake of the fight. Okay. Now the issue is that we, as people that love our own products, we're diehards of our own product. And the issue comes is that we speak like diehards, which attracts diehards. That's the issue right there in like 80% of all marketing, especially high ticket sales. You cannot speak like a diehard even though you are one. That's the biggest thing right there. The second person that you can try to go sell to, which is terrible, is what I call the satisfied. The satisfied is a person who, they're not a diehard, but they're in love with their product enough to keep it, all right? You know you're selling a diehard, a high-ticket thing when they start price shopping you. They start looking at all the value that you go provide, and they start nickeling and diming you. I hate those customers. It's terrible. They are not in enough pain to see what you do is valuable, which leads me to number 3. The third person that you should go sell to, and they are the best. You have to hunt the frustrated. The frustrated is a category of buyer who has purchased already. They're already a buyer. They've been buying from other people, and they're still not loving it. In fact, they've entered a state of frustration. Those are the easiest, fastest, high-ticket sales ever. If you're going to go out and you're going to start selling people on the internet high-ticket services, only target and only speak to the people who are frustrated with their current solution, with the current thing that they've gone out and purchased. The distance to sale is very short when you sell a frustrated, a high-ticket thing. All right, tip number 2. Here's how to skip selling to poor people altogether. All right, when I was a door-to-door sales guy, I had a very painful lesson. I was one of the top sales guys for the first half of the summer. I focused most of the time in poor neighborhoods. They weren't knocked as much, and so I got a lot of sales very quickly. And so I was selling pest control, and I was knocking. I got tons of accounts really quickly. I got a lot of recognition from the company itself that I was selling for. And at the end of the summer, I was supposed to get my big check. Well, I went to the mailbox, and I opened up the mailbox for this big check. It was supposed to be this big crescendo moment, right? Like, yeah, I was so excited for it. And I opened up the mailbox, and I pulled the check out, and inside, from 5 months of hard work and tons of rejection, was $1,100. You can't live I was doing it for college. You can't live 2 semesters with $1,100, right? Tuition is going to be way more than that. $1,100. I called the guy and I said, dude, what gives, man? I was expecting 20 to 30 grand at least. And he goes, Stephen, You spent the entire summer in poor neighborhoods. This whole thing is built on recurring revenue. What do you think happened when everyone rebuilt? I lost half of my customers. Why? Because they're poor, right? And I'm not trying to be offensive when I say this, but there are poor people and there are rich people. I'm just going to call it as it is, right? So how do you find high-ticket clients? You don't hang out in poor neighborhoods. Does that make sense? On the internet, don't hang out in poor markets. It is so much more likely that you're going to find a rich person in a rich neighborhood than you are to find a rich person in a poor neighborhood. Are they there? Yeah, but not nearly as much. And so if you're going to go sell stuff high ticket on the internet, you need to find where all the rich people hang out, and that's where you pitch. Skip the poor neighborhoods altogether because it's a terrible thing to build a business on top of. And especially with high ticket stuff, oh, it's awful. Especially for high ticket, go to those people who actually have a lot of money. Where do you find them? How do you find them? You find them by going to rich hangout spots, okay? Rich markets, rich places. And don't, out of your own price aversion and pricing fears, go to something that's poor like I was doing. Before I go into point number 3 here, which I know you'll love, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'd love to know in the comments actually below, what's the highest ticket thing you've ever sold? That'd be super fun to see everyone down below. Like, what is the highest ticket thing that you've ever sold? For those of you guys who haven't, what is the thing that you're trying to sell? What's the price point of the thing you're trying to sell? Let me know below. Number 3, I'm gonna show you one of the easiest ways to actually sell these high ticket clients. You gotta get traffic, right? It's all about getting traffic. Someone told me, in fact, money equals traffic. Traffic equals money. They're synonymous. If you want to make more money, you have to get good at traffic, especially high ticket stuff. Not everyone has a ton of money. And so you got to get good at kind of sifting through a lot of leads. And so to do that, you have to get good at traffic. So I'm going to give you guys real quick, just 4 quick ways that I find traffic for high ticket products. I have a $15,000 product and a $50,000 and a $150,000 product. And the way that we get those types of leads and people coming in is pretty simple, but it does take work. You know, market's not just going to give you money for nothing. It takes work. And so here are 4 ways I like to get traffic. They all work. They've all worked great. I've made a lot of money with each one of them. But these 4 ways are awesome. Okay. The first is with ads. The holy grail of the whole high ticket game is to figure out how to use cheap, low ads for high ticket stuff, because the margins are massive, right? It's not going to take me 15 grand in ads to sell a 15 grand product. Does that make sense? That's why this game works so well. So ads are awesome. Now, I don't know how to drive ads. That's something I outsourced. I don't want to know how to drive ads. That's a changing game by the daily. That's not something I'm interested in, but that is very outsourceable. The second way I get traffic and attention around my high ticket stuff is actually through what I'm doing right here, content. Okay, I think we've put out 800 podcast episodes. I have 4 shows. Many have hit the tops of iTunes. And I do a lot of YouTube stuff. I pump out content like crazy. It is psycho to think you can play the internet marketing game and not put content out. It's what the internet's made of. So you're going to put content out. So I publish a lot of content, so ads, content. And then I also, the other way I like to do it is with big JVs and collaborations with larger people. So I'll have somebody come in and we'll do something together. And now a portion of their audience knows who I am. And so we call it list hacking. But then a portion of my audience likes the other person, and both of our lists grow. Okay, that is an awesome strategy. The 4th way and the best way that I have ever sold high ticket stuff is actually at my own events. When somebody leaves the safety of their computer screen, right, and they go get on a plane and they stay in a hotel and they come to an event, we're going to be doing our 15th event here soon. The selling environment is much better. When they see you face to face and realize he doesn't have horns, you know what I mean? All these false beliefs drop and they're like, oh, okay, this guy can actually help me. And so the sales environment is much more advantageous than a lot of the other traffic methods. The point is that when you finally have an offer, when you have a sales message, when you have your high ticket product, your entire role shifts. And 80% of your time needs to be spent on selling and getting new traffic. That's the whole name of the game. Don't go build another product. Just learn how to go and get more traffic. Hey guys, I got a free 4-part little mini course here for you. Go to OfferLab Pro, OfferLabPro.com. It is a link in the description, and it is one of my high ticket products. But if you just opt in and nothing else, it will show you 4 of the different skills that you need in your business that I found every business needs. It's free. It's a 4-part training that will come to you and oh, cool. And it will help you in your company increase your sales for free just by going and opting in. The link is in the description.